If you are a parent, teacher, guardian, or anybody in fact who works with teenagers, especially those in their formative years, then this message is for you. Do not scroll. Now, everyone probably has heard that proverb that says, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its life believing it is stupid. Growing up, I found that proverb very, very interesting. And it led me on a series of questioning. I began to question everything that was designed as a parameter for ascertaining the quality of my genius and intelligence. But as I grew better and I began to get even more clarity and understanding, I began questioning that proverb as well. It was in this place of questioning I stumbled upon what I want to share with everyone. Now, you must understand that every child is a seed, and every parent, guardian, teacher, and anybody who is associated with them is privileged with a responsibility by God to nurture them. And what that essentially should make you conscious of is every seed has its uniqueness, and every seed has the unique requirement that must be met to ensure that it grows to its optimum best. Now, there are different kinds of seeds. There are some seeds that you can plant today, and in the next few days they are already out there. In a few weeks they are already blossoming, and in a few months they are done with their life cycle. Basic agriculture will teach you that there are different species and varieties of seeds or plants. Some seeds require 2 weeks, 5 months, some 1 year, some 10 years, some 100 years, some thousands of years. Now, all seeds are unique. All seeds have the contribution that they make in the plant ecosystem. But if you do not understand the uniqueness of your seed, just like the fish, you would keep questioning the genius or the contribution or the value of your seed as opposed to maximizing it. Now, I said all of this to say that some parents are gifted with children that are like flowers. And in a few days, in a few weeks, and in fact in a few months, the life cycle of that child is over. And so if you do not maximize the uniqueness of that life cycle, what happens is that you keep that child in a repetitive loop, and they keep wondering if they were ever destined to contribute value to society. And some other parents are gifted with kids that are like cash crops. You have to nurture them again. They go out there, they get you money, but you have to put in systems to ensure that, they can reproduce themselves, and they do that over and again. And before you know what's happening, their life cycle is done with. But there are some kids, and these are the kids I have the most interest in, that are supposed to become the giants of the forest. They are supposed to live so long that the quality of their contribution not only keeps them, but it keeps every other seed and every other tree under them. Example of that kind of tree is the Iroko. And I want to give you a little story about the Iroko. The Iroko tree is one of those trees that we are taught can last 25 years building capacity on the ground. What I'm saying is that if you plant an Iroko seed today, from what I've gathered, what happens is that it spends 25 years underneath. So you will be pouring water and be nurturing it, but you would not see anything that gives you any form of succor that what you have planted is growing. But after 20 to 25 years, that seed starts to sprout up, and in less than 6 months, it can grow as tall as 50 meters. But you see, for every parent who isn't aware that they have been given the unique seed called Iroko, when the flowers, the beanstalk, the cash crops are budding and doing their thing, you'll be wondering, what is happening to my seed? But you don't realize that your seed is supposed to become a reference for every tree. It's supposed to be the giant of the forest. And so when you do not understand your seed to be that, you keep questioning it, you talk down on it, you waste your time trying to compare it with every other tree. What happens is that you have destroyed that seed. And that is why this message is very important for everyone. It is because you need to come to a place where you appreciate every seed for its unique contribution. And more so, before you generalize that every tree must be planted, every tree should be planted in this particular environment. Understand the nature of the seeds you have been given. Now, I hope you know that I'm not talking about seeds. I'm talking about children. Some of them were born to be geniuses in primary school. Some others in secondary. Some others in university. Some others were dawns even up till their university education, but something strategic happened afterwards, and it was in that phase that they found themselves. Now, if you're a parent who has been given a child who is a star in primary school, you don't understand that you should make the most of that child while he's still in his formative stages. And if you had a child who was quite slow and he got it in secondary school, you don't understand. There's something that you should be paying attention to. And then if you have a child who all through these formative stages of education seemed not to get it, then you should also be paying attention to it, because you don't know if that child has spent the first 20 or something years of his life trying to understand and question. Maybe you have a kid that is always asking questions, and you are thinking that the questions the kid asks should translate into academic genius, but you seem to not get the sucker you want. And so you come around, you know that this child seems to understand life at another level, but when you check his result, he's probably 17 out of 18 people in class, or probably even 18, or probably he's been repeating classes. And I wondered, how come this child seems to be this intelligent, but yet I can't place my hand around why he seems not to do better in academics. You see, every your child is an Iroko tree, and he's spending time building roots, because when he starts to grow up, he will need the root to keep him up. And that is essentially why this message is very important, so that you can take time to understand what kind of seeds you have, and you pay the required attention in a way that helps it maximize its optimum potential. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Until next time, my name is Olamide Charles, and if you are new here, please follow the incubation program for more videos like this. Thank you. Cheers.